all my crafty friends, Amber here, back with another process video doing a sketch from my December challenge to my class. So you can see there that called for 2 horizontal photos. I'm going to use 2 vertical photos because we make the sketch work for our photos. We do not make our photos work for the sketch. So I'm going to show you how I do the sketch completely how it is on the sketch. So I'm not going to flip it like I did in my last video. I'm going to leave it the same, but I'm going to just put my photos the way I want my photos, and I'm not going to do it the way the sketch says to do it. So remember, you can always do that as well. So right here, I am just cutting down my paper for the sketch. And of course, I'm going to save on paper and paper piece these pieces to create the back large piece of the sketch. See how I did that? Sneaky, sneaky. So yeah, just gonna do that and just continue cutting my papers. Remember, I like to gauge the size of the papers on a sketch depending on kind of the photo size and kind of going from there. So that's what I'm doing. Again, I did not like the green on the green, so I backed that piece with black to make it pop out more on the page. And it's good too because I did cut out some stuff on my Cricut and I used black. So it's just going to bring more of that black into the page, which is totally fine. Now here I'm trying to see how big I want this paper because on the sketch it doesn't go all the way to the top to the bottom. It actually cuts off. And so I was just kind of not eyeballing. I used my ruler to try to figure out how tall I wanted that to be. So now I'm just going to start gluing down some of these papers. So I don't use my T-ruler very often. I just don't. I probably should, but I don't. And which is weird because I have OCD really bad. But apparently not that much when it comes to my scrapbooking. So I am just trying to, instead of eyeballing it, I'm like, oh, let's use the ruler. It's here. I can learn how to use it more. But wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. I'm going to lift up that thing. There's a whole gap. I left a huge gap. Like, what is wrong with me? I didn't put that striped paper on there straight if that's the case because, yeah, it did not line up well. So I'm going to add some squigglies, and I decided to add squigglies closer to this square as well as on the outside, and I really like the way it turns out, except for that I keep going off the page, which is fine. You just go right back on the page and fix it, and it just gives it character. This is where my OCD does not come into play. Oh, and I run out of adhesive. Yeah, this was a great page. So great. I'm going to pause. I cut away, change my tape runner now that I know how to do that by myself. I've known for a while, but in the beginning I couldn't. So here I'm going to trim down my photos because they are taking up a little bit more space than I want them to go in the opposite direction. So I just cut them down to a 3.5 by 5. That is a good size that it still looks okay and it doesn't look like you've trimmed your photos too skinny. So that's what I did. And then I decided I'm going to back them. I'm going to back them in some paper so that they pop out even more. Throw in some more of this goldish yellow. So you can see right there in the corner, it clearly is not squared up. So I bring it down a little bit more even, and there's still just that little gap. And you know what? I don't care. I will try to cover it up with some embellishments, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I don't think somebody looking at my album 5 years down the road is going to go, oh my gosh, Amber, there's a snippet out of the corner of your paper right there. What the heck? I mean, I might do that, but the average Joe that's looking at my at my scrapbook. So sorry, I laughed. The average Joe. My husband's name is Jonas, and we call him Joe. So that just made me laugh because he's the one that's probably going to be one of the people looking at it. Sorry, sidetracked. But I don't care. It's okay. So I'm just kind of showing you the embellishments that I have pulled to work on this page. Here are those Cricut cuts I did. And I'm going to use all those on my page. And then I had those stickers. So just kind of playing with this to see where I want it. I flipped my photos just because that's the way it's supposed to be, and I wanted to see what it looked like. But it's fine. It's fine. It all works out. Nobody's going to be looking at that sketch and my page at the same time, except for y'all who are watching this video or who come to my class and look at it. But other than that, nobody's going to see the sketch. They're not going to see what it was supposed to look like, which, being said, is something you should always remember. If you're ever in a class and you're creating something that somebody else has created, nobody's going to look at yours and the original at the same time for the most part. So it's okay if yours is a little different. Nobody's going to know. And even then, it is then uniquely yours, and I am all for that. So I am just gluing these down, creating that visual triangle that we love to have on our scrapbook pages. Just helps the eye kind of go around your page. This picture is St. Patrick's Day 2022. We had little hats we found in our box of St. Patrick's Day stuff. And of course, we had to put them on the dogs. So Sherman is there on the left. He is a Frenchie / Boston Terrier. And then Hunter is on the right. And he's a Boston Terrier pug. So we call them brothers, even though they're not brothers. But they're our dogs. We got them in 2020. They're our COVID dogs. They're super cute. They're fun. And we like to play with them. So I have to scrapbook the babies, right? They're not my babies. They're my daughter's babies. But so this sticker, I'm going to grab a sticker for the date. I end up going with gray and not the green, just to add another color in there. And of course, I write the wrong year. So I tried to fix it and make it a 2, but then it just looks funky. So take it off, throw it away, and use a different gray piece. And notice it came off way too easy. So I did add some extra in adhesive there. But yeah, this turns out so cute. I'm going to grab some black enamel dots to throw around in my clusters. And that's going to be it for this page. Thank you for watching. If you would hit that subscribe button, I have more videos coming your way. Hit that like button if you liked my video. Leave me a comment. What are some things you like to scrapbook? Or do you scrapbook your dogs? Is that just not a thing? Is it a thing? I love scrapbooking the dogs. Leave me a message below. I'd love to chat with you there in the comments. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I will catch you later. Bye-bye.